I'm a retired physician, retired about 11 years ago from Ohio. Came to Windermere to play golf. For 2 years, I didn't attend the church regularly, but my faithful wife was attending there. Every Sunday, she asked me to come. One day I came, I saw awesome choir. I said, gee, if I can sing, there will be like heaven. So at the coffee break, I talked to one of the choir members. When do you practice? I like to come and just see what I can fit in there. So Wednesday, 7 o'clock, I came over. My robe was ready, and also they gave me a number 86. That's your number. I couldn't turn around, Ever since, I've been singing over 8 years. That was my sweet spot. That's St. Luke. It's my home, and the choir is my family.
Well, my name's Clint Bolt, and I've been attending St. Luke's. I moved here from Dallas, Texas in 1994. I transferred to Orlando. I work in human resources. And my wife and I've got a couple of scenarios, and when I get to 2 minutes, you guys blink the light.
I know, we're going to need the light on Clint.
Bill knows. Pull
we're going to need the light on Clint.
3 minutes, but I'll try to be exactly.
You're using up your time saying all this stuff.
I know it, right? So the first person we met, and I have to say she was in her sweet spot, was Karen Brown, and I know a lot of you know her. My wife and I walked in, and Karen said, "Wow, you guys, welcome to St. Luke's," and it just was the most sincere and most genuine thing I had heard since I'd landed in Florida. My wife and I began attending in 1995, and we just feel like we're in our sweet spot here every day. But more importantly, my wife was asked to be involved with the Staff Parish Relations Committee. It's kind of a human resource function here at the church. And my wife would come back and talk through those meetings. I see several of our peers up there, Carol Crowley and people that have headed that committee. And she said, wow, we're doing this. Did you realize, the people at the church need benefits too, and they have a payroll function and things like that? And I started going, no, the church doesn't have business stuff, does it? And she was explaining, and I started to realize, wow, all these members in this church, we're 5,000 some odd families, and then all the staff we have, there's business that's conducted here. From a human resource perspective to a finance perspective to trustees, and I really was impressed by what she brought home. And so later I got involved with Staff Parish. So I would say that was my first sweet spot that I found around 1996, 1997. Since then, Bill's been able to embrace me and take me under his wing. I look at Alice and Chuck and a lot of these people in this room where they've brought me in and taken me under their wing. But I think the most important thing is you've allowed me to come in and share what God has called me to do. And a lot of that started too with taking my spiritual gifts assessment. And I went online and said, here's where you're strong, Clint, because we're all human. We have strengths and we all have weaknesses. And it was able to allow me to see where I could come in and share my strengths. But more importantly, coming forward, yes, Upward. I'm heavily involved with Upward. I've got 4 children, of whom Bill has baptized every single one of them. These kids today were a lot quieter than mine. But it's a sweet spot. Again, a sweet spot, and I love it.
Turn off that mic.
I love it, and I love being here with you guys.
Yeah.
And God loves you, and I love you. And thank you all for letting me be here. Thank you all. Thank you, Chuck. God bless you, brother.
Good morning. My name is Nash. I came to Orlando 3 months ago from New Orleans, 42 years in New Orleans until Hurricane Katrina came and decided to take everything we ever owned.
Speak up a little bit more for us.
I'm sorry, can you hear now?
Yes.
So I moved to Orlando with my daughter, and the first Sunday she said, "Daddy, you gotta come to church." I said, "Honey, I belong to Mulholland Methodist Church in New Orleans for about 18 years, and I don't think I'll find another church like it." She said, "Daddy, try this one, see, I think you'll like it." And she was right. She brought me. Well, she's not with me now because she's out of the country. And I got hooked. I met Brother Barnes. I met several of the congregation at the coffee room, and I just got hooked. The sweet spot in my life, at my age, I've been applying for work because I've been working all my life and I couldn't stay home. Everywhere I went, I was turned down. So I asked God one night, I said, "God, tell me what's wrong. Is it I smell bad? I'm not presentable? Do I speak with an accent? Everything but my age. I did not think of my age. So you've always told me, don't worry about it, just keep trying. I said, God, am I too old to apply for a job? No answer. I kept coming to church, and I look forward every Sunday to coming to church, and guess what? The Lord heard me, and He got me a job. And I start tomorrow morning at Universal.
Yes. Yes.
And it's not really bad for an 80-year-old man.
That's right.
But the Lord is with me, and so is this church. I love you all, and I love you, Brother Bonds.
Thank you, nice.
Good morning, I'm Melanie King, and for me the sweet spot at St. Luke's happened last year on October 31st. It was Halloween night and we had our trunk or treat event. And I had never participated in it, and last year I decided to volunteer with it. And we had invited children from many different school districts close to St. Luke's and some that weren't close to St. Luke's, but their local neighborhoods weren't safe for them to go trick-or-treating in. The children came by, and every one of them had to come through my line to go get their candy. Some of the kids didn't have costumes. Some of the kids had store-bought costumes. Some of the kids had trash bags or Publix bags to get their candy in. Some had pillowcases. Some had really fancy containers. But those kids and the smile on their faces when they realized that it didn't matter what they were wearing or where they lived, but they were here and they were safe and they were loved. And for me, that was really a wonderful sweet spot and a great opportunity for us to reach out to the community.